Hello YouTube! What's up everybody, Ryan Melrose here, and today I'm going to be talking about the importance of investing in yourself and more importantly, how to save your money and why that is important, especially if you want a career making your own comics or turning your content, your hobby of creating content into a career. That's coming up. Now, before we get into this, don't forget to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and of course, visit my website and buy a Chase Hoodlands t-shirt. Alright, now, seriously, let's get this video started. Now, the title of this video starts as making comics, and true, this video is intended for people who are making comics and really want to get started, building a career making their own comics and, hopefully building a career from their content. But really, these tips and advice can be applied to, no matter what kind of content you create, whether you do videos talking about cars and mechanics and things like that, or making comics just like this video was titled, or heck, even if you just write blogs, whatever it is, I believe these tips can help pretty much every content creator in general, and that's ultimately the goal in this video. Me giving back some of my knowledge so you guys can start getting the best from your content. Now, from my experience, the most important thing you need to do is find ways to invest in yourself. You need to find ways to invest time in yourself. You need to find time to invest in your content, building up your content, and you also need to find time to invest in yourself financially as well. So, let's get started with the first couple. So, the most important way to start investing in yourself is, for example, spend a little bit of money on your education. If you can, of course. I know not everyone's in the position to do this, but nothing is stopping you from simply going to a library and start reading books about whatever it is you're trying to do. So if you are creating your content and trying to make a career from it, maybe you need to start reading books on business or financial books, self-help, things like that, things that'll expand your knowledge and also keep yourself in a mental positive state. Read some books on social media. So yes, reading is definitely one way to invest time in yourself, and every successful person reads. It's actually a fact. It's a matter of fact. A lot of people who are successful out there, who make money, whether it's from their content or whatever it is they're doing, a lot of them read books. A lot of them invest that time to build up their education. And I'm not talking about, going to TAFE and getting a certificate so you could get some job you may or may not really want. I'm talking about reading up so you can make a career doing what you love doing. So yes, reading is definitely one of them. Another thing you can do to invest in yourself, of course, is get yourself fit. Get yourself doing exercises. Go for walks every day. Things like that. Things that can be both therapeutic, that make you feel good, as well as keep your body good. And that'll help keep you in a positive mindset, so you're able to keep that energy right going, so you're able to smash out even more content. And that is another way of investing in your content, always creating more and more of it. Now, when I create content, I almost think of it as an investment of sorts. Like, if I'm not making much content and putting it out there for people to see, then I'm not really adding more value to what I've already got out there. But by me continuing to produce content, whether it's a video like this one, actually working on my comedy, posting concept art and whatnot, I am investing that content. So when that grows over time, whether it grows because more people start seeing the content, or the different contents I do, bring more people in, I start making more ad revenue and things like that. The bottom line is, if you're not producing enough content, then the value of your content that's already there, it's going to start plummeting, because you'll lose your fans you already got, because you're not producing enough content. So you need to think of that sort of as an investment of sorts. If you're not creating enough content, even if you got a website and all that stuff, you're not creating enough content, you're not adding enough new things, you're not adding any more value, and therefore when it comes to the making money stage, the real money off your content, you're not going to have anything there really to offer people. You're going to end up in a standstill, and it's going to ultimately demotivate you. So you need to do those other things, keep yourself in a positive mindset, so you're able to keep that content going. In short, basically what I'm saying is you need to be consistent. And like I said, you think of your content as an investment. Like, when you do a financial investment, the more you put into that investment, the more it grows. And then when it's time to take that investment out and get paid for the investment, it's going to be at a more value, because you kept putting that money in. So I definitely like to think of my content as sort of an investment on my part, because ultimately if I do make money doing what I'm doing, that's going to be why, because I've got content out there, and I'm still making that content, I'm still improving, I'm still adding value, and and when it pays off, it's like I'm getting a return on that investment, on investing in that content. Alright, moving on. Now, all that at the same time, while you're doing all that, you're working on educating yourself, you're going to the gym or whatnot and exercising. Now, since we're back on that, if you can't afford the gym, there's nothing stopping you from going for a walk every day, or going to a park, and doing exercises there. I'll go on a set of monkey bars if I have to, and I'll do some chin-ups. Whatever it is to keep yourself in a mental positive state. Now, while you're doing that, and also smashing out that content, and of course hitting that like button for the YouTube algorithm, if you haven't done that already, is you want to start saving your money. And in order to do that, you are gonna need to make some sacrifices on your part. Unless you got a really good day job that really, really pays well, and you don't really have to. But I advise you just the same, start saving your money and eliminate frivolous spending. And the best way to start doing that is go down to your bank right now, or get on the phone to your bank and ask for a bank statement for the previous month, and look up what all your expenses were and how much income you got for that month. Compare them, and then go through all your expenses, find out what all your expenses were. So you got your income and expenses. Start writing up a spreadsheet, and then from there you want to start writing up, okay, where can you make some cuts, where can you make some changes. Alright, so for example, did you really need to spend $120 on takeout that month, or $200 on takeout that month, or whatever it is, or did you really need to spend so much on the electricity that time, or did you really have to buy that new season of Dragon Ball Super this week, or whatever it is, wherever you can make cuts, start making the cuts. And Also, start tracking your expenses, and you can easily get yourself an app to do that, or you can do what I do. I actually write it down on a spreadsheet on Office.org. I've got my own little spreadsheet. Every month I change it. I go through my expenses and start learning where I can start making cuts and start saving as much money as possible. I used to spend $300 on groceries every fortnight. That's $600 a month. That is ridiculously high. And the thing is, when I did those, when I was spending that high, I actually found that those groceries were not lasting that long. So when I was doing $100 or $150 shops a fortnight, or a week, I should say, because $300 a fortnight. So it'd be about $150 a week. I'd find that food would only last a few days because you get into that mindset that there's a lot of food there, so you eat more of it at the time, and then 3 days later you're wondering, what happened to all the food? Oh, now I've got to go get more food. And, it builds up. It really builds up. So don't think you're saving money by going out there and spending a ton of it on groceries, because you're not. You're most likely shooting yourself in the foot, which is why I've started, when I go out, to do at the most between $20 and $30 in grocery shops, and that has saved me a lot. And the thing is, I find that doing those $20, $30 shops, the food's lasting a lot longer, because you look at it, you're going, there's not overly super duper great deal, and you got to be more careful with how much food you're consuming. Therefore, you're not wasting as much food. Now, when I say wasting, I'm not necessarily talking about throwing food out that goes off, because that is a problem as well. I'm also talking about the fact of how much you're consuming it is also wasteful. So these days I'm only eating what I need, and that's it. So that's one very important way to do that. And when I'm tracking my expense, when I go and do that $20 shop, it gets added into where I write where I'm tracking the expenses. So day one of the fortnight, I spend, I did a $20 grocery shop, just do. Okay, it's added. Oh, wait, what's that? Okay, I put $5 in my go-kart car because I had to travel to Brisbane to volunteer at Anonymous for Voiceless Cuba Truth. Added in. Okay, I went to dinner afterwards with my friends afterwards. Okay, I blew $30 on that dinner. And basically, I'm keeping track of that expense, and that helps me in order to adapt what I can use, what I got to improve on. And I'll tell you this, because I've started doing this, not only have I saved a fair bit of money doing so, it's given me money that I can invest into getting my content out there. I can now pay for Facebook ads if I want to. And I'll tell you this, if I hadn't have, I got this advice listening to Graham Stephan, watching Graham Stephan's videos, Graham Stephan, he's a real estate agent who became a millionaire in his 20s simply by pretty much avoiding frivolous spending and learning how to invest his money properly and things like that. And he actually takes time out of his life to actually share his advice and tips with people like us who need to save that money and achieve our own financial goals and whatnot. And I recommend you check his content out, because he can explain this a hell of a lot better than I can, to be honest. But the point is, if I hadn't listened to his advice and actually started applying it, that new website I got just last week? Well, actually this week, I wouldn't have been able to have paid for that. And I probably would have went another year without a website. And I wouldn't be doing this video right now. I wouldn't be making these videos right now, because if I hadn't followed his advice and started investing in myself, I wouldn't have the confidence to get in front of this camera and talk to you. So there's the proof right there that investing in yourself works. the best part about the way I'm saving money too is that it's not stressing me out either. It actually doesn't feel like I'm making cuts, even though I'm actually making really big cuts. It just doesn't feel that way because I'm starting to realize, a lot of the stuff I've bought over the years, I look at it and I'm thinking, did I really need that? And that's basically how I go about everything these days. Well, for the past month when I've started doing this, a lot of things I'm just sort of like, when I go window shopping, I get tempted to buy something. I'm always asking myself, do I really need this now? Do I really want this now? I'll go home and I'll go to bed and I'll wake up the next day. You know what? If I'm still feeling the same way, that I really, really, really want it, then I'll go ahead and get it. But if I don't, if I feel like, nah, I can wait, or I don't really want it now, then obviously I'm not going to go back in a shopping centre and get it, am I? And the best thing about saving like this and the fact that it's not stressing me out, I think of it, rather than not spending money on frivolous things and saving money, I'm thinking of it like I'm being paid not to buy that stuff. I'm paying myself not to buy that. Or another way to think of it is think of it as another investment, like every time I'm not buying something I don't need, it's like I'm actually financially investing in myself, and every time when that money's put aside and every month, I then take it into the bank and put it in, and what's in my bank account increases by $400 a month or whatever it is. That's like me giving myself the return on that investment. So that's another cool way to look at it, I reckon. And you'll find that once you have that more financial freedom, the easier it's going to be. You'll have more disposable income to get the word out on your content, which is ultimately the goal on budgeting. I want to be able to have the financial freedom to live my life, pay all my bills without stressing, and being able to help my old man without having to stress about that. Okay, he might have to wait a little while before I have the spare money, but that's how it all works. It's not stressing me, it's no stress on my conscience, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't mind waiting. And and because of that, I have a bit more disposable income that I can then put into my content, get it out there further, and actually really truly make a career from my content. And well, as you can tell, I'm already feeling pretty awesome about what I'm doing, even though I'm not making serious money on my content yet. But just imagine how much of a good feeling that's gonna be when I achieve that, and imagine how that's gonna feel for you when you achieve that in your own endeavors. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I've provided some valuable insight on how you can get the most out of your content, but most importantly, how to get the most out of yourself. Alright, and once again, if you haven't, smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, please do so, because I'm going to be doing more content like this one, getting it out there. And definitely check out that website, enjoy all the content on my new website, and of course, definitely buy one of the t-shirts I have available on my Teespring store. Alright, that is that, and I will see you next time.